Hello, everybody. Yoko007 here, bringing you another exciting game in the 2008 replay with Inside Pitch. In today's game, we've got the 17-10 Los Angeles Dodgers taking on the 15-12 Florida Marlins. This is game 2 of a 2-game series between the Dodgers and the Marlins. Marlins taking game 1. Dodgers looking to see if they can split the series. Who's going to come out on top? We're going to find out in 9 innings time. Let's take a look at the starting defense for the Los Angeles Dodgers. Leading off the shortstop, Rafael Foucault. Batting second, the left fielder, Juan Perry. Batting third, the center fielder, Matt Kemp. Batting fourth in the cleanup position, the first baseman, Mark Sweeney. Batting fifth, the catcher, Russell Martin. Batting sixth, the right fielder, Andre Ether. Batting seventh, the third baseman, Blake DeWitt. Batting eighth, the second baseman, Chin-Ling Hu. And batting ninth, the pitcher, Hiroki Kuroda. On the mound for the Marlins, it is Buke Bendenhop. He'll come in today's game with a starting ERA of a 7.22. He's got no wins and 2 losses. He's pitched 18 2/3 of an inning, allowed 25 hits, 8 strikeouts, and 7 walks. And with that, we are here at Dolphin Stadium, which gives a +4 to strikeouts, nothing to walks, and nothing to home runs. And with that, Rafael Foucault makes his way up into the batter's box as the lineup cards are being exchanged. He's batting a .352, and we're ready for the first pitch. And that is going to be a 1-4 column, 1 row 4. That is a split result. Now, Rafael is a switch hitter, so on a switch hitter, switch hitters will always bat in the opposite direction of the pitchers. So in this case, he's batting left today. So on a split result here, as a 1-4, we will take a look at the left-handed side of the slash, and that is going to be a walk plus. Now, on a walk plus, we add 10 to Rafael's walk range. So that becomes a 1-26. We'll check that against the blue die there. It is a 2. It is in range, and he will take first base. So we'll start the game off with a walk. The infield does go to double play depth, and when the infield is at double play depth, range is a -1. Ground double play rating gets a +1. Base run rating on third gets a -1. Now, when we have a runner on base, we do have a strategy roll. That roll is a 17. So whenever you have runners on base, you do roll for strategy. Let's take a look at the starting defense for the Florida Marlins. Excuse me there. We've got Gonzalez out there in left field. Ross will be in center. Hermania will be in right. Going around the horn, we've got Cantu on third. Ramirez will be at short. Ugla will be on second. Helms will be at first, Trendor will be behind the plate, and Buke will be on the mound. Strategy roll 17, that is going to be a sacrifice play. No outs with a runner on first. And we come over here to the button chart on a 16-19 with a bunt rating of a 5. Does fall into that range there. And that'll be a 1-1. Column 1, row 1. Buke, that is a hit by pitch. So Buke will add a +6 to hit by pitch range. That makes it an 11. And that is a 6, and he got hit. He got plunked. So with that, he will get plunked. Strategy roll is a 2. And we will check. They are going to send him for the steal. And that is a 14. It's a -1. Trainer gives nothing for that one. So how do we calculate the steal? Well, stolen base rating is the runner's stolen base rate. That's the number here in green. Plus the pitcher's stolen base rating. That's this SB number here with the slash, with either the plus or minus slash. and plus the catcher's arm, so Turner is a 0. So we add all of that together, it is a -1 here, and with that, we'll take 1d20, roll it against the stolen base rating, and in this case, if it's a 3-19, in a 3-19, if the roll is less than or equal to the stolen base rating, he is safe. If it was a 15 or higher, he would have been out. So with that, Foucault will steal third, and Matt Kemp is up. He's batting a 324, and here is the pitch. And by the way, the infield is playing in. And that'll be a 3-4. Column 3, row 4, the @ symbol. Now, whenever your result off the picture card is the @ symbol, you'll resolve the play using the ballpark card. So in this case, we're going to go to Dolphin Stadium. And that'll be a 3-2. Column 3, row 2, double star 1. And that's going to be a ground ball to Helms. So Helms will make the play there. We're going to score the runner. Let's see. They are going to score the runner. Are they going to go for the auto out? No, they are not going to go for the auto out. So, in this case, runner heads for home. If D6 higher than the base run, then BR, then out. Otherwise safe. That is a 0. That's a 3. They throw to the plate. Foucault goes to slide, and he is out. And with that, Perry will go to second, and Kemp on base. They got him out at home. As he slid in there, so it's 1 out. Runners on second, first and second. Infield goes to double play depth there. Now, when the infield goes in, the ranges are a -2, and the base run rating on third is a -2. And that's going to bring up Mark Sweeney. Sweeney is batting a 100, strategy roll 17. Dodgers are going to stand pat. And that'll be a 2-3, column 2, row 3. That is a range play. So whose range are we checking? And that'll be a 6-3, column 6, row 3. Now, on a range play, that is the first number that we check in the defense position. And Dan's range is on a 1-2. That is a 1. He'll make the catch. And no double play there. So he'll make the catch, and that'll put 2 away. Now, with 2 outs and runners on base, we do add a +1 to the base run rating. And that's going to bring up Russell Martin. Martin batting a 380. Infield is back to normal depth, and with that, it's only going to be a +2 for the base run rating on third. Here's the pitch to Martin, and that'll be a 4-4. Column 4, row 4, range play at the ballpark. We're going to go to Dolphin Stadium for this play, and that is going to be a 4-4, column 4, row 4, double star 4. That's going to be a ground ball to Ramirez. His range is a 1-3. It's a 4. Ramirez can't make the play. That's going to drop in for a base hit. It gets by him, loads the bases up. Harry on third. Is he waved around? He'll go from second to home on a 3-6. That is a 4. He'll score. Excuse me there. Kemp. He'll go from first to third on a 5-6. That is a 5. He'll go to the corners. Dodgers take an RBI single from Russell Martin, and they'll take a 1-0 lead here in the top of the first. And that is going to bring up Andre Ether. Ether batting a 322. Strategy roll is a 3, and here is the pitch. And that'll be a 4-1. Column 4, row 1. That's a range play. And that is going to be a 3-2. Column 3, row 2. It's a power hit to Ross. Now, we'll take one D20 and roll it against the power hit line. And that is these 2 lines of numbers above the matrix here. So on a 1-6, it's a single. 7-9, it's a double. 10-13, it's a triple. It's a 12, that's going to drop in for a triple. However, Ross's range is on a 1 to 3. It's a 2. Ross makes the catch. And that will retire the side. 1 run, 1 hit, no errors. And the Dodgers strand a pair. We go to the bottom of the first, and here is the starting lineup for the Florida Marlins. Leading off the shortstop, Hanley Ramirez. Batting second, the second baseman, Dan Uga. Batting third, the right fielder, Jeremy Hermania. Batting fourth, the third baseman in the cleanup position, Jorge Cantu. Batting fifth, the left fielder, Luis Gonzalez. Batting sixth, the first baseman, Wes Helms. Batting seventh, the center fielder, Cody Ross. Batting eighth, the catcher, Matt Tendor. And batting ninth, the pitcher, Buke Bendenhoff. On the mound for the Dodgers, it is Hiroki Kuroda. He'll come in today's game with a starting ERA of 3.58. He's got 2 wins and 2 losses. He's pitched 32 2/3 of an inning, allowed 27 hits, 27 strikeouts, and 5 walks. And with that, Hanley Ramirez batting a .315, makes his way up into the batter's box, and here is the pitch. That'll be a 4-2, column 4, row 2. That is a walk. On a 1 to 16, that is a 4, and that'll be good for a walk. So Ramirez will trot on down to first, and let's take a look at the starting defense for the Dodgers. We've got Perry out there in left field. Kemp will be in center, Ether in right. Going around the horn, we've got DeWitt on third. Foucault will be at short. Hoot will be on second. Sweeney is on first. Martin will be behind the plate, and Kuroda will be on the mound. Dan Uga batting a .316. Strategy roll is a 13. Marlins are going to stand pat. Strategy roll is a 13, and the infield is a double play depth. And here is the pitch. And that'll be a 3-6, column 3, row 6. That is a blank. And that'll be a 6-4, column 6, row 4. A line drive to down the third baseline to DeWitt. He'll make the catch. No double play there on a line drive to third base. If it's a 1, it would have been a out at first as well. And on a 2 and 3, it would have been at second. So 1 out, runner on first, and that's going to bring up Jeremy Hermania. He's batting at .297. Strategy roll is a 5. The Marlins are going to stand pat. Infield still at double play depth, and here's the pitch, and that'll be a 3-1. Column 3, row 1, that is a blank. And that'll be a 2-1, column 2, row 1. That's a ground ball to second base. Who will make the catch there? And we will check for double play. That is a 0. +1 from that, so that squashes everything there. Ground double play rating is a 0. So when balls are hit to second base, the pivot for a left-handed batter will be the shortstop on that. We'll take a look here. Ground double play rating is a 2. We'll take 1d6, roll it against the ground double play rating, and the rule says if the roll is less than or equal to the ground double play rating, it becomes a double play. The die roll is a 2, and that'll be a 4-6-3 double play. So 4-6-3 double play gets them out of the inning. No runs, no hits, no errors, and none left on. After 1, it's Dodgers 1, Marlins nothing. We go to the top of the second. Blake DeWitt. It is Blake DeWitt, Chin-Ling Hu, and Hiroki Kuroda due up for the Dodgers. Blake DeWitt batting a .269, and here is the pitch. And that'll be a 6-2, column 6, row 2. Possible error on a ground ball. Now, on an error check, that is the number in the bracket. Whose error range are we checking? And that would be a 1-5, column 1, row 5. Base hit out there into left field. That goes to Gonzalez. His error range is on a 1 to 7. That is a 2. It's an error. And that's going to be a 1-base error. And with that, Gonzalez throws it, but throws it past Helms. And with that, Blake will get on by an error. So runner in scoring position for the Dodgers as Chinlin Hu comes up. He's batting a 150. Strategy roll 13. Dodgers are going to stand pat, and here is the pitch to Hu. And that'll be a 2-4, column 2, row 4. That is a strikeout on a 1-14. The 18 is too high. And that'll be a 2-2, column 2, row 2, ground ball to Ramirez. He'll make the catch there. Throws it over to Helms. And with that, we'll get the out at first. However, runner on second with no outs there. Runners will advance on balls hit to the shortstop pitcher if the BR of the runner beats the die roll. He has a base run rating of a 2. The die roll is a 1. And with that, DeWitt will get himself over into scoring 90 feet away from home. So 1 on, that's going to bring up the pitcher, Hiroki Kuroda. He's batting a 154, strategy rolls of 15. Dodgers are going to stand pat, and the pitch. And that'll be a 4-6, column 4, row 6. That is a blank. Now, we consider that a blank right now because Buick has not faced his allotted number of batters yet. He can face 14 more before he is considered tired, and that will be a 1-4, column 1, row 4. Once again, that's going to be a ground ball to Ramirez. He'll make the play there. Now they're going to try to score. They are. They're going to go for the out at first. They are. So with that, DeWitt will score. Kuroda will pick up the RBI there. And 2 outs, and the Dodgers take a 2-0 lead here in the top of the second. We go to the top of the order. It'll be Rafael Foucault. Walked his first time up at bat, and here is the pitch. And that'll be a 5-1, column 5, row 1, at the ballpark. So we're going to go to Dolphin Stadium, and that'll be a 2-4, column 2, row 4. Base hit out there into center field. And with that, Foucault will get on. 2-out single. And that'll bring up one Perry. Perry with a run scored. Strategy roll is a 9. Dodgers going to stand pat. Infield at normal depth. And that'll be a 5-1 again. Column 5, row 1 at the ballpark. Dolphin Stadium yet again. And that'll be a 4-6, column 4. Row 6, double star 2. And that's going to be a ground ball to second base to Dan. He'll make the catch there. And that will retire the side. So 1 run, 2 hits, and 1 error. And 1 left on. We go to the bottom of the second. It's Jorge Cantu, Luis Gonzalez, and Wes Helms due up for the Marlins. And Jorge Cantu batting a 271, and here is the pitch. And that'll be a 1-6. Column 1, row 6, that is a blank. And that'll be a 6-3, column 6, row 3. Base hit past the shortstop. Found the hole and smacks that one out there into the shallow outfield there. Cantu will get on with leads off with a single. Luis Gonzalez up. He's batting a 190. Strategy roll is a 17. Marlins are going to stand pat. The infield is at double play depth, and here is the pitch. And that'll be a 1-1, column 1, row 1. That is a walk on a 1-11. The 17 is too high. And that'll be a 5-2, column 5, row 2. That's going to be a ground ball to the shortstop. There, Foucault will make the catch. We will check for double play rating. That is a -1. When balls are hit to the shortstop, the pivot will be second base. And with that, who does not add anything to that. Ground double play rating is a 3. The die roll is a 5. Now, in this case, the rule says the runner on first, if the roll is greater than the ground double play rating, the runner on first is forced out at second. So with that, Cantu is forced out at second, and Gonzalez is on by fielder's choice. So they get the lead runner there. Wes Helms batting at .257. Strategy roll is a 10, and here is the pitch. And that'll be a 2-4, column 2, row 4. That is a strikeout. On a 1-17, that is a 10. Struck him out. Struck him out. That's going to bring up Cody Ross. Ross batting in .405. Strategy roll is a 1. And that'll be a 6-5, column 6, row 5. That is a blank. And that'll be a 3-5, column 3, row 5. Fly ball back there to center field. Kemp getting underneath it, makes the catch. And that will retire the side. So no runs, 1 hit, no errors, and 1 stranded after 2. Dodgers 2, Marlins nothing. We go to the top of the third. Matt Kemp, Mark Sweeney, and Russell Martin due up for the Dodgers. Matt Kemp 0 for 1 and the pitch. And that'll be a 6-4, column 6, row 4, strikeout plus. Now, on a strikeout plus, remember, we add 10 to the strikeout range, plus the modifier for the ballpark. So in this case, we're adding a 14. So that makes it a 1-26. That is a 14. Struck him out. Struck him out looking, and that's the first strikeout for Bendenhop in today's game. Mark Sweeney is 0 for 1, and here is the pitch. Sweeney 2-5, column 2, row 5. That is a strikeout on a 1-18. That is a 1. Struck him out. And that'll bring up Russell Martin. Martin is 1 for 1 with an RBI, and here is the pitch. And that'll be a 3-3, column 3, row 3. That is a strikeout on a 1-11. That is a 1. Struck him out, and he struck out the side. So no runs, no hits, and no errors, and none left on as the Marlins make quick work of the Dodgers. 3 up, 3 down. Very easy inning to score there. We go to the bottom of the third. Matt Tenner, Buke Bendenhop, and Hanley Ramirez due up for the Marlins. Matt Tenner batting a .292, and here is the pitch. And that'll be a 4-2, column 4, row 2. That is a walk. On a 1-9, the 4 is in range, and that'll drop in for a walk. So with that, Tenner will trot on down to first. That's going to bring up Bendenhop. And no average for him. He does have an RBI. He did pick up an RBI in this season. All right, and here is the pitch to Bendenhop. Strategy roll, by the way, is a 7. The Marlins are going to stand pat, and the infield is at double play depth. And that'll be a 3-5, column 3, row 5. Strikeout plus, that makes it a 37. That is a 19. Struck him out looking. And that'll put 1 away. We'll go to the top of the order. Hanley Ramirez walked his last time up at bat. Strategy roll 7. Marlins are going to stand pat, and here is the pitch. And that'll be a 6-3, column 6, row 3, at the ballpark. So we're going to go to the Dolphins Stadium card. And that'll be a 1-5, column 1, row 5. That is an S plus 8. Now, on an S plus 8 result, here is what happens. All runners will advance 2 bases. Then we'll take a D6 and roll it against the base run rating. If the roll is less than or equal to the adjusted base run rating, the batter is safe with a double. If it is higher, then he holds with a single. And that is a 3, so he will take that and he stretches it into a double. So he turns the single into a double on that one. That puts runners in scoring position with 1 out. And that'll bring up Dan. Dan is 0 for 1 today. Strategy roll is a 5. And here is the pitch. And that'll be a 1-3. Column 1, row 3. Split result. Dan being a right-handed batter, so right-handed side of the slash. That is a strikeout on a 1-17. That is a 13. Struck him out. And that'll bring up Jeremy Hermania, who is 0 for 1. Strategy roll 14, and here is the pitch. Marlins are going to stand pat on strategy, and that'll be a 1-6. Column 1, row 6. That is a blank. And that'll be a 3-3. Column 3, row 3, double star 2. Ground ball to the shortstop to Foucault. He'll make the catch, throws it to Sweeney. Gets the out and gets out of the jam there. No runs, 1 hit, no errors. And the Marlins will leave 2 stranded. After 3, it's Dodgers 2, Marlins nothing. We go to the top of the 4th. It's going to be Andre Ether, Blake DeWitt, and Chin-Ling Hu due up for the Dodgers. Taking a look here at Buke, Bend, and Hop, he can face 8 more batters before he is considered tired. Andre Ether is 0 for 1, and here is the pitch. Ether 4-5, column 4, row 5. That is a walk on a 1-12. That is a 9, and that'll be good for a walk. So Ether will draw off the leadoff walk, and that's going to bring up Blake DeWitt. DeWitt 1 for 1 today with a run scored. Strategy roll is an 11. And here is the pitch. And that'll be a 6-3. Column 6, row 3. Home run on a 1-8. The 9 is too high, is a click too high. And that'll be a 6-1. Column 6, row 1. However, that is a double into left field. So smacks a double. Ether will go to third. DeWitt is on second. And we'll check for runner advancement here for extra bases. The die roll is a 1. So that's going to tell us to check the white die. That is a 4. And here's what it says. The roll of a 1 on the throw chart. Now, we take a look here. That is a 4. And on both of them, the first line says the lead runner will advance. So Ether does score. And now we'll take a look at DeWitt. DeWitt's base run rating is a 2. The die roll is a 4. And the roll is greater than his base run rating. If the roll is higher, the trailing runner holds. So it's an RBI double for DeWitt. On that. And with that, it's 3-0 Dodgers. Chin-Ling Hu is 0 for 1 today. Strategy roll 14. Dodgers are going to stand pat. And here is the pitch. And that'll be a 6-5. Column 6, row 5. That is a strikeout on a 1-14. That is a 4. Struck him out. And that'll be the first out of the inning there. Kuroda is up. He is 0 for 1. Does have an RBI on the game today. Strategy roll is a 3. Dodgers are going to stand pat, and the pitch. And that'd be a 1-3, column 1, row 3. That is a strikeout on a 1 to 18. The 4 is in range. Struck him out. 2 outs, and we'll go to the top of the order. Rafael Foucault, 1 for 1 today with a walk. Strategy roll 7. Dodgers standing pat. And here is the pitch. And that'll be a 3-1, column 3, row 1. It's a wild pitch. Now, on a wild pitch, on a 1 to 13, there'll be a wild pitch. 14 to 16, it's a pass ball. It's a 3, it's a wild pitch. And with that, Blake DeWitt will head over to third. He's 90 feet away from home. And here is the response to that. And that'll be a 5-2, column 5, row 2. It's going to be a fly ball back there to Amania. He'll make the catch. And that will retire the side. So 1 run, 1 hit, no errors, and the Dodgers leave 1 stranded 90 feet away from home. We go to the bottom of the 4th. It'd be Jorge Cantu, Luis Gonzalez, and Wes Helms due up for the Marlins. What? Cantu up. He's 1 for 1 today, and here is the pitch. And that'll be a 4-2, column 4, row 2. That is a walk. On a 1 to 6 to 19 is too high. And that'll be a 6-2, column 6, row 2. That's going to be a line drive to the shortstop to Foucault. He'll make the catch. And that'll put 1 away. Luis Gonzalez, 0 for 1, and here is the pitch. And that'll be a 5-1, column 5, row 1. That's a range play. Whose range are we checking? And that'll be a 5-4, column 5, row 4, double star 6. It's going to be a fly ball back there to Ether. Ether's range is on a 1 to 3. That is a 5. He won't be able to make it. It drops in for a base hit. He misjudged where it was going to drop. Ether is 5 for 11 on his range plays. Wes Helms, 0 for 1 with a strikeout. Strategy roll 14, and here is the pitch. Marlins standing pat infield at double play depth, and that is going to be a 2-3, column 2, row 3, double question mark. Now, double question mark off of the pitcher card. Even when the pitcher is not tired, we still follow the result of that. And that'll be a single on a 1 to 18. However, the 14 is out of range. Too high. And that'll be a 6-6, column 6, row 6. It's a ground ball to second base to who? We'll see. Does he turn the double play? Ground double play rating is a 2. The infield is at that. Is a double play rating, -1. So that squashes there. It's a 2. Foucault is the pivot. When balls are hit to second base, the shortstop becomes the pivot. And that is a 3. And with that, Gonzalez will get forced out. And Helms will get on by fielder's choice. Cody Ross is 0 for 1. Strategy roll is a 16. And here is the pitch. And that'll be a 4-4, column 4, row 4. That is a strikeout. On a 1 to 16, the 18 is too high. And that'll be a 5-1, column 5, row 1. Power hit to Kemp. And on a 17, on a 1, it's a single. 2, it's a double. 3 to 9, it's a triple. 10 to 20, it's a fly out. And that is a 17, so that is going to be a fly out there. And that will retire the side. So no runs, 1 hit, no errors, and 1 left on for the Marlins. After 4, it's Dodgers 3, Marlins nothing. We go to the top of the 5th. Juan Perry, Matt Kemp, and Mark Sweeney due up for the Dodgers. Juan Perry, 0 for 1 today with a run scored, and here is the pitch. And with that, Butte can face 3 more batters. Bullpen for the Marlins starting to get warmed up. And that'll be a 6-3, column 6, row 3, home run on a 1. The 4 is too high. And that'll be a 1-6, column 1, row 6. It's a ground ball to second base. Dan will get underneath that, makes the catch, throws it over to Helms, and puts one away. Matt Kemp. Kemp is 0 for 2 with a strikeout, and here is the pitch. And that'll be a 4-2, column 4, row 2. That is a blank. And that'll be a 6-6, column 6, row 6. Ground ball down the third base line to Cantu. He'll get that, throw it over to Helms. And that'll be out number 2. 2 up, 2 down. That's going to bring up Mark Sweeney. Sweeney is 0 for 2 with a strikeout, and here is the pitch. And that'll be a 5-1, column 5, row 1, at the ballpark. We're going to go to Dolphin Stadium for this play. 2-2, column 2, row 2. Ground ball to the shortstop, to Ramirez. He'll make the catch. And that will retire the side. So no runs, no hits, and no errors as the Marlins retired the Dodgers in order 3 up, 3 down. We go to the bottom of the 5th. It's going to be Matt Tenor, Buke Bendenhop, and Hanley Ramirez due up for the Marlins. And with that, Matt Tenor walked his last time up, and here is the pitch. And that'll be a 1-5, column 1, row 5. That is a strikeout. On a 1-15, that is a 7. Struck him out. Struck him out. Are they going to let Bendenhop take the hit? They are. They're going to let him get at least one more at-bat here. He's 0 for 1, struck out his last time up. That's going to be a 4-5, column 4, row 5. Column 4, row 2. It's a walk. On a 1-4, the 5 is too high. And that'll be a 1-4, column 1, row 4. And that's going to be a fly ball back there to right field. E-3 will get underneath it. Makes the catch, and that puts 2 away, and we go to the top of the order. Hanley Ramirez is 1 for 1 today with a double and a walk, and here is the pitch. And that'll be a 5-3-6, column 3, row 6. That is a blank. And that'll be a 5-1, column 5, row 1. Ground ball up the middle to Hiroka. He'll make the catch, throw it over to Sweeney. And that'll be out number. And that will retire the side. So no runs, no hits, and no errors as the Dodgers retired the Marlins in order, 3 up, 3 down. After 5, it's Dodgers 3, Marlins nothing. We go to the top of the 6. It's going to be Russell Martin, Andre Ether, and Blake DeWitt due up for the Dodgers. Buke Bendenhop coming out of the game. We do have a new pitcher on the mound as we start the 6th inning. And with that, they're going to go with Mark Hendrickson. Mark Hendrickson will come up into the game. He'll come into the game with a 4.58 ERA. 3 wins and 3 losses. He's pitched 41 1/3 of an inning, allowed 38 hits, 23 strikeouts, and 12 walks. Taking a look here at the stats for Buke Bendenhop. He went 5 innings, allowed 4 hits, 3 runs, 3 earned runs, 2 walks, 5 strikeouts, 1 hit by pitch, 1 wild pitch, and ERA of a 6.83. And with that, Russell Martin is 1 for 2 today with a strikeout and an RBI. And here is the pitch. And that'll be a 5-3, column 5, row 3. That is a strikeout on a 1-9. The 12 is too high. And that'll be a 4-1, column 4, row 1. That's going to be a a single out there to Ross. He'll make the catch. And and Russell will get on by bait with a leadoff single. Strategy roll is a 2. That's going to be a steal attempt. They are going to send him, and that's going to be a 17. It's a +2. Martin will go to 17 on his stolen base rating. That is a 15 on the blue die. It is in range. And with that, Martin is safe on successfully steals second. Andre Ether is 0 for 1 with a walk and a run scored. And here is the pitch. Infield, by the way, at normal depth. And that'll be a 5-5. Column 5, row 5, double question mark. Double star and a 1 to 8. The 11 is too high, outside of the range there. And that'll be a 3-1. Column 3, row 1. Fly ball back there to Hermania. He'll make the catch. That is an out now. With runners on second and less than 2 outs. On balls hit to F9, we subtract 0 from the base run rating. We do add 1 for the arm for Hermania, so that's where we get the 4 from. If 1d6 less than or equal to the adjusted base run rating, the runner will advance to third, otherwise he holds. So with that, 1 out, and Martin is 90 feet away. And that'll bring up Blake DeWitt. DeWitt is 2 for 2 today with a double, a run, and an RBI. And here is the pitch. And that'll be a 5-2, column 5, row 2. That is a double star. That's going to be a fly ball back there to Ross. He'll make the catch. Now, double star off of the pitcher card, what you're going to do is you're going to take 1d6, roll it against the double star line if you're playing the physical cards in dice game. If you're playing the PC version, which we're playing here, it will randomly choose it. And that will be an out. We will check to see if it's a sacrifice play. Now, how do we determine what a sac play is? Well, we roll 1d6 roll 1d6 is less than the SF rating of the batter plus the MOD the runner scores. The SF rating for Blake is a 5, and remember we hit that to Ross, so that's going to be a +2. That's where we get the 5. We roll 1d6 against that 5. That is a 1. It is in range. So with that, it's a sac fly. As Ross was deep enough for that one, could not throw it in. Martin tags up. He'll run for home on that one, and that'll be, and the Dodgers have a 4-0 lead here in the top of the 6th. Chun-Ling Hu is 0 for 2 today with a strikeout, and here is the pitch. And that'll be a 2-5, column 2, row 5. That is a walk. On a 1 to 7, the 11 is too high. And that'll be a 6-6, column 6, row 6. That's going to be a ground ball to the shortstop, to Ramirez. He'll make the catch there. And that will retire the side. So 1 run, 1 hit, and no errors, and none left on. We go to the bottom of the 6th. Dan Uglia, Jeremy Hermania, and Jorge Cantu due up for the Marlins. Dan is 0 for 2 today with a strikeout, and here is the pitch. And that'll be a 6-6. Taking a look here at Kuroda, he can go 6 more batters before he is considered tired. So 6-1, that is going to be a strikeout on a 1 to 17. That is a 2. Struck him out. And that'll put 1 away. Jeremy Hermania is 0 for 2, and here is the pitch. And that'll be a 3-5. Column 3, row 5, that is a blank. And that'll be a 4-1. Column 4, row 1. Double star 6, that's going to be a fly ball back there to Ether. Ether will get underneath it, makes the catch. And that'll put 2 away. Jorge Cantu is 1 for 2 today, and here is the pitch. 2 up, 2 down as the Dodgers make quick work of the first 2. And that'll be a 2-3. Column 2, row 3. Double question mark, single and a 1 to 8. The 13 is too high. And that'll be a 4-1. Column 4, row 1, double star 3. And that's going to be a fly ball back there to center field. Kept running back, makes the catch. And that will retire the side. So the Dodgers make quick work of the Marlins as they send 3 up, 3 down. No runs, no hits, and no errors, and none left on. After 6, it's Dodgers 4, Marlins nothing. We go to the top of the 7th. It's going to be Hiroki Kuroda, Rafael Foucault, and Juan Perry due up for the Dodgers. Hiroki, to start off the top of the 7th, he's 0 for 2 today with a strikeout and an RBI. And that'll be a 4-5, column 4, row 5. Hendrickson's still out there on the mound. And that'll be a 2-4, column 2, row 4. Ground ball to the shortstop to Ramirez. He'll make the catch. And that'll put 1 away. We go to the top of the order. It'll be Rafael Foucault. Foucault is 1 for 2 today with a walk. And here is the pitch. And that'll be a 5-4, column 5, row 4. Switch hitter, he's switching over, batting right. So we're going to look at the right-handed side of the slash. That is a blank. And that'll be a 5-5, column 5, row 5, ground ball to second base. Dan will pick that up, throw it over to Helms. And that'll be 2 away. Juan Perry, 0 for 2 with a run scored. And here is the pitch. And that'll be a 4-1, column 4, row 1. Strikeout on a 1-7. The 4 in range. Struck him out. And Singh, take me out to the ball game. So no runs, no hits, and no errors, and none left on as the Marlins retire the Dodgers in order, 3 up, 3 down. We go to the bottom of the 7th. It's going to be Luis Gonzalez, Wes Helms, and Cody Ross due up for the Marlins. Let's take a look at the box score after 6.5 have been played here at Dolphin Stadium. The Dodgers scored a run back in the first, a run in the second, a run in the fourth, a run in the sixth. It's 4 runs on 5 hits with no errors. The Marlins, so far the Dodgers have been keeping them shut out. And with that, Kuroda can face 3 more batters before he is considered tired. So Dodgers bullpen starting to get warmed up there. Luis Gonzalez is 1 for 2, and here is the pitch. And that'll be a 3-5, column 3, row 5. That is a strikeout. That is a blank, sorry. And that'll be a 4-3, column 4, row 3. That would be a base hit out there into left field. Perry will get it, throw it into who? And with that, they'll hold Gonzalez at first. Wes Helms 0 for 2 with a strikeout, and here is the pitch. Strategy rolls are turned off, and how do we know they're turned off? Well, we take the difference of the score. It's 4-0, so it's a 4-run game. We add it to the inning we're in. So we're in the 7th inning, so 4 plus 7 is 11. If the number you get when you add the difference to the score to the inning that you are in, if the number is higher than 10, you do not roll for strategy until you bring that number down. Wes Helms, 0 for 2 with a strikeout. Infield at normal depth, and here is the pitch. And that'll be a 4-2, column 4, row 2, that is a walk. On a 1 to 4, the 15 is too high. And that'll be a 4-4, column 4, row 4, ground ball to Foucault. He'll make the catch there. We will check for double play. That is a 1. The die roll is a 1. It's a -1. And remember, when balls are hit to the shortstop with a right-handed batter, the pivot will be second base on that. Excuse me there. And with that, who will make the catch there? It is a double play. It's a 6-4-3 double play. Turns the double play, and that'll bring up Cody Ross, who is 0 for 2. And here is the pitch. And that'll be a 3-4, column 3, row 4. That is a strikeout. On a 1 to 16, that is a 5. Struck him out. So no runs, 1 hit, and no errors, and 1 left on for the Marlins after 7. It's Dodgers 4, Marlins nothing. We go to the top of the 8th, and once again, Hendrickson is put back out there on the mound. We do have a new pitcher on the mound this time, Hendrickson coming out of the game. And they are going to go with Joe Neal. Let's see. They're going to bring in Justin Miller. Miller this time will get the call up. He'll come into the game with a 6.72 ERA. No wins, 2 losses. He's pitched 6 and 2/3 innings, allowed 8 hits, 8 strikeouts, and no walks. Taking a look at the stats here for Hendrickson. He went 2 innings, allowed 1 hit, 1 run, 1 earned run, 1 strikeout, an ERA of a 4.57. 3, 4, and 5 due up in the lineup. We do have a couple changes here to their defense. No changes just yet. And here we go. 3, 4, and 5, and the pitch. 6-1, column 6, row 1. That is a hit by pitch. And Miller will add a +7. That makes it an 8. The die roll is a 5, and with that, Kemp will get plunked. Umpire goes out there, gives a warning to the Marlins and to the Marlins dugout about that. And with that, Mark Sweeney is up. He's 0 for 3 with a strikeout. Sweeney going to take the hit. And that'll be a 6-3, column 6, row 3. That is a strikeout on a 1 to 18. The 5 is in range. Struck him out, and that'll put 1 away. Russell Martin is up. Martin is 2 for 3 today with a strikeout, a run, and an RBI. And here is the pitch. And that'll be a 3-2, column 3, row 2. That is a strikeout plus on a 1 to 21. That is a 15. Struck him out. Struck him out looking, and 2 down, and that'll bring up Andre Ether. Ether is 0 for 2 today with a walk and a run. And here is the pitch. And that'll be a 2-4, column 2, row 4. It's a range play. Whose range are we checking? And that'll be a 2-1, column 2, row 1, double star 2. It's going to be a fly ball back there to Ross. His range is on a 1 to 3. It's a 1. He'll make the catch. Otherwise, that would have dropped in for a base hit. Takes the hit away. No runs, no hits, and no errors, and 1 left on for the Dodgers. We go to the bottom of the 8th. It's going to be Matt Tenner, Justin Miller, and Hanley Ramirez due up. They're sending out Kuroda again. Kuroda going back out there on the mound. Matt Tenner, he is tired, by the way, and his pull rating is at 5. And Matt Tenner is up. He's 0 for 1 with a walk and a strikeout. Now, if we roll a 2-3, a 5-3 or a 5-4, he will get pulled. Bullpen for the Dodgers warming up. And that is going to be a 4-3, column 4, row 3. That is a blank. And that'll be a 4-5, column 4, row 5, double star 2. It'll be a ground ball to Foucault. He'll make the catch, throws it over to Sweeney. And that'll be out number 1. Justin Miller not taking the pitch here. They are going to bring in Robert Adino. Adino going to come in to pinch hit. Adino batting an 071 on the replay. And here is the pitch. And that'll be a 3-3, column 3, row 3, possible error. Whose error range are we checking? And that'll be a 4-2, column 4, row 2. That's going to be a power hit to Kemp. On a 1-9, it's a single. 10-18, it's a double. 19-20, it's a triple. It's a 2, so that's going to be a base hit. We will check for the error range. Kemp's error range is on a 1-2. It's a 13, so no error there. And with that, Adino is on with a base hit. Top of the order, Adino going to come out of the game. They are going to bring in a pinch runner here. And they're going to bring in Brett Carroll to pinch run here. Carroll going to pinch run. And we go to the top of the order. Ramirez, 1 for 2 today with a double and a walk. 1 out, runner on first. And that'll be a 1-1, column 1, row 1. That is a walk on a 1-16. The 18 is too high. And that'll be a 2-5, column 2, row 5. That'll be a base hit to Ether. He'll make the catch. He won't be able to make the catch in time. Carroll will go to second as he waved around to third. Base run rating is a 4. The die roll is a 3. And remember, the rule says if the roll is less than or equal to the ABR, the runner will advance on the throw. So Carroll will go to third. And with that, Dan will be up. He's 0 for 3 with 2 strikeouts, and here is the pitch. 1 out, runners on the corners. And that'll be a 2-1, column 2, row 1. It's a wild pitch. On a 1-11, it's a wild pitch. 12-13, it's a passed ball. 14-20, nothing happens. It's a 14, nothing happens. We roll for Dan, and Dan is going to be a 4-5, column 4, row 5. Ground ball to who? He'll make the catch. We'll check for double play. Are they going to try to score the runner? No, they are not. So they are not going to score the runner. Ramirez, however, on this one will go to second, and the out will be at first. Now, that is a little bit of a tricky because it is greater than the ground double play rating, but it is less than or equal to the base run rating of the runner on first. So with that, he does advance. They do get the out at first. So that'll put 2 away. Jeremy Hermania up. He's 0 for 3, and here is the pitch. And that'll be a 3-1, column 3, row 1. That is a blank. And that'll be a 4-6, column 4, row 6. That's a base hit to Kemp. And the Marlins avoid getting shut out. And with a die roll of a 6, the other 2 runners will hold. So the skipper going out there now on the mound to talk to Kuroda. And they are going to let him pitch one more to see. They just need one more out to get out of this inning. They are going to let him at least do that. Jorge Cantu, 1 for 3. If he gives up another hit, they are prepared to make that call to the bullpen. And that'll be a 4-6, column 4, row 6. It's a strikeout. On a 1 to 12, the 3 is in range. Struck him out. Struck him out. They wanted to see if he could do the complete game shutout there, but he gave up 1 run. So 1 run, 3 hits, no errors, and 2 left on for, and the Marlins will leave a pair stranded. After 8, it's Dodgers 4, Marlins 1. We go to the top of the 9th, and it's going to be Blake DeWitt, Chin-Ling Hu, and Hiroka Kuroda due up. And with that, they are going to bring in Logan Kinsing. Kinsing going to come up here. He gets the call up. Comes in the game with a 7.57 ERA. No wins, 1 loss. He's pitched 10 2/3 of an inning, allowed 11 hits, 6 strikeouts, and 8 walks. Taking a look here at the stats for Justin Miller, he went a 1 inning, had 2 strikeouts, 1 hit by pitch, an ERA of a 5.84. 7, 8, and 9 due up in the lineup for the Dodgers. We'll take a look at the box score after 8 had been played here at Dolphins Stadium. Dodgers scored a run in the first, a run in the second, a run in the fourth, a run in the sixth, 4 runs, 5 hits, no errors. The Marlins avoided getting the shutout. So far, they got 1 run in the 8th inning there. It's 1 run on 7 hits with 1 error committed. Top of the 9th, will we see some 9th inning magic? Blake DeWitt, 2 for 2 today with a run and 2 RBIs. And with that, Cantu is going to come out at 3rd. And they're going to bring in Alfredo. He'll take over at 3rd. In left field for Gonzalez, they're going to bring in Cody Ross. So Ross is already. So they're going to bring in Carroll. Brett Carroll will take over in left field. And no double switch there. So that's the way the lineup is going to be changed. Those are the only changes the Marlins are going to make. Blake DeWitt, 2 for 2 today with a double, a run, and 2 RBIs. And here is the pitch. And that'll be a 5-4, column 5, row 4. That is a walk. On a 1 to 7, the 7 is in range, and that'll be good for a walk. So with that, DeWitt will go down to first, and that's going to bring up Chin-Ling Hu. 0 for 3 today. And Hu is not going to take the hit here. Chu is, let's see. Chu going to take the hit here. And with that, that'll be a 4-6, column 4, row 6, strikeout. On a 1 to 14, the 19 is too high. And that'll be a 1-6, column 1, row 6, double star 2. Fly ball back there to Ross. He'll make the catch. And that'll put 1 away. Kuroda not going to take the hit here. And instead they're going to bring in Dylan Long, the switch hitter. Long batting a 286. And here is the pitch. And that'll be a 1-1, column 1, row 1. That is a blank. And that'll be a 1-6, column 1, row 6. It's a double into right field. And it's a fib. Hermania will get it played off the wall, throws it into Dan. They'll hold the runners at 2nd and 3rd. And the Dodgers, with a 1-out double, have runners in scoring position here in the top of the 9th. We go to the top of the order. Rafael Foucault 1 for 3 today with a walk, and here is the pitch. And that'll be a 3-2, column 3, row 2, at the ballpark. And that'll be a 2-4, column 2, row 4. Base hit out there into center field. Ross will come in, smacks a small little blooper there. And the Dodgers take a 4-run lead here in the top of the ninth. Young will hold at second. Base run rating is a 2. The die roll is a 5. And remember, if the die roll is higher than the base run rating, he will hold. So it's an RBI single for Foucault. And that's going to bring up one Perry. Perry is 0 for 3 today with a strikeout and a run. Perry going to take the hit. And that'd be a 6-4, column 6, row 4. That is a walk. On a 1-6, that is a 2, and that'll be good for a walk. So the bases are loaded, and that's going to bring up Matt Kemp. Logan Kinsling tired. They are going to let Kingston take one more batter. Bullpen for the Marlins, starting to get warmed up, starting to see some action there. Kemp, 0 for 3 with a strikeout, and here is the pitch. And that'll be a 5-6, column 5, row 6, at the ballpark. And that'll be a 5-5, column 5, row 5. Fly ball back there. Carroll will get underneath that, makes the catch. And we'll check. Nope, nothing there for the sacrifice roll. So it's a failed SF roll. And let us see here. 6. We'll check the second die. Lead runner thrown out. But if the trailing runner's BR, no adjustments, is greater than or equal to the roll, they advance on the throw. Young goes. Carroll throws it to Tenner. Tenner applies the tag, and he's tagged out at home plate. And that will retire the side. They get him out at home. So 1 run, 2 hits, no errors, and 2 left on. That ends the inning as the Dodgers leave a pair stranded. We go to the bottom of the ninth. Brett Carroll, Wes Helms, and Cody Ross due up for the Marlins, and the Dodgers are going to the bullpen. And with that, they are going to bring in Jonathan Brexton. Brexton will get the call up here. He'll come into the game with a 1.29 ERA. No wins, no losses, does have 4 saves. He's pitched 7 innings, allowed 5 hits, 10 strikeouts, and 3 walks. Taking a look here at the stats for Kuroda. He went 8 innings, allowed 7 hits, 1 run, 1 earned run, 2 walks, and 7 big strikeouts on the day. An ERA of a 3.10. So we go to the bottom of the ninth. 5, 6, and 7 due up for the Marlins. Brett Carroll. Carroll going to take the hit here. He's just... that'll be a 2-2, column 2, row 2, strikeout plus. On a 1-30, that is a 5. Struck him out. And that'll put 1 away. Wes Helms, 0 for 3 today with a strikeout. Helms going to take the hit. And that'll be a 5-5, column 5, row 5. Strikeout plus on a 1-27. That is a 10. Struck him out. And that'll put 2 away. Cody Ross, 0 for 3. Going to take the hit. And that'll be a 3-3, column 3, row 3. Home run chance on a 1-5. The 9 is too high. And that'll be a 1-2, column 1, row 2. And that'll be a fly ball back there to left field. Perry will get underneath that, makes the catch, and that's the ball game as the Dodgers retire the Marlins in order, 3 up, 3 down, and they hold on to a 5-1 win here in Dolphin Stadium. Final line score coming right up. So Los Angeles Dodgers hold on to defeat the Florida Marlins. Final score 5-1. Dodgers 5 runs, 7 hits, and no errors. The Marlins 1 run, 7 hits, and no errors. Hiroki Kuroda will get the win. He'll go to 3-2 on the season. And Buke Bendenhop will go to 0-3 on the season. No home runs in this game today. So let's take a look at the stats for the pitchers here. Kuroda, who will get the win, he went 8 innings, allowed 7 hits, 1 run, 1 earned run, 2 walks, and 7 strikeouts, an ERA of a 3.10. Buke Bendenhop, who will pick up the loss, will go to 0-3 on the season. He went 5 innings, allowed 4 hits, 3 runs, 3 earned runs, 2 walks, 5 strikeouts, 1 hit by pitch, and 1 wild pitch, an ERA of a 6.83. Logan Kinsling, the last pitcher up for the Marlins, he went 1 inning, allowed 2 hits, 1 run, 1 earned run, 2 walks, an ERA of a 7.70. And Jonathan Brexton, the last pitcher up for the Dodgers, he went 1 inning, allowed 2 strikeouts, an ERA of a 1.13. So that's going to do it for us here at Dolphin Stadium. As the Dodgers will improve to 18-10, and the Florida Marlins will drop to 15-13. If you enjoyed the video, please give it a like and a thumbs up on your way through the turnstile. And remember to click that bell notification to be notified of when new videos in the 2008 replay go up. And when I go live with all of the Philadelphia Phillies games. Until then, I'm Yoko007. We'll see you for another exciting game in the 2008 replay with Inside Pitch. Until then, take care, everyone. Bye-bye.